Everybody, welcome to Guitar Lessons with Bo as we get the old camera going there. There we go. Now you can see better. This is 12 o'clock noontime kids lessons, and we're going to just rock it out a little bit today. So anyway, kids, we are gonna, if you're not a kid, hey, you're a kid at heart, right? You're learning some guitar, and that is always super fun. So we're gonna go over some things. I hope you like this guitar. This is a really cool guitar, kids. This is a Jackson. It's called a Jackson. Look at the top. You can see the name of it, right? Jackson. It's kind of cool, huh? This thing kind of flows up and the keys are over there. It's got a really cool little bar thing here. This is, here it makes it sound different. Ooh, it's kind of cool like that. So usually you have a little bar on it. It's called a whammy bar, and you kind of use it. It's really fun. So hopefully you like this kind of sound too. This is like a distorted guitar sound. It's kind of got a neat sound to it. I hope you guys like it. So we've been working on just our fingering on these first 4 frets, which is really important because the chords that we're going to play, they're just going to cover these 4. And today we're going to just work on some chords, some really simple things. They're not going to sound too great, but it's going to help you just continue this work on the frets. So I'm going to take it off the distortion so it's really on a clean channel. And we want no delay or nothing like that on this. So it's just really dry, just like that. And now we're going to start working. So hopefully you guys can see. I'm going to pull this up a little more, and we're going to get it so you can see really good in there. Hopefully you can now see much better on there. Not so much worried about the right hand today. Today you could play it this way if you want, or you could just get your pick out, and we can play with the pick today a little bit and just do a little. Okay, so we've been working on this. Just over and over, we've been working on that. And we've been working a little bit on some techniques to move our fingers a little better too. And stuff like that, that you guys should be working on all the time. That should be stuff that you're always working. What's up, Zach? You should be always kind of working on your fingering. So I know it's boring sometimes to sit there and just do this kind of thing, you know, or do this, you know, or get up there and try to, you know, do these ones that we worked on last week, you know, these really hard ones. But thing is it's just developing strength in your fingers, and that's what you want. Now remember, we're just working with 1 on 1, 2 on 2, 3 on 3, 3 on 4 with these scales. And that is a chromatic, what's called a chromatic scale. So it's just playing every note. So anyway, now what we're going to do in this lesson, which is kind of cool, is I'm going to teach you guys some chords today. And these chords are going to be really easy, very popular chords, and but ones that you can, you know, if you're learning guitar, you can just kind of you know, you're gonna want to know these. But and we're not gonna do these. Kids, you might have seen people play chords up here like this or like this, which we've learned that one, or like that, or like that. But we're not gonna do those ones today. We're actually gonna work on bar chords. We're gonna work on just That's it. So I know you go, whoa, that's kind of weird. But the reason why is because I want you guys just to get your fingers used to this feel. Because what happens is when you get better and you start playing a little more, you play these chords all the time. So if you can get this format down with your left fingers, then you're going to learn how to kind of move on and into other chords. So again, this is the kids out there that are learning guitar. We've just gone over a lot of just fingering right in this section, and now what we're going to do is just work on these bar chords from here, 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 and here. And so we're just going to work again with 4 frets. So we're not coming down here at all. And you always have to remember that the neck is just going to repeat itself from this point on up. So it's just a repetition of this. That's what it is. So this is really all you have to work with in guitar. And if you put your mind in that sense too, and you remember that as a young person, you go, whoa, this is it. If you can master, what's up, Austin? If you can master this. Hey, Austin, are you still at Costco? Because I was thinking, man, it's got to be pretty nuts working there. But if you can master just this, sorry about that, guys. If you could just master this, then, you'll be able to do things over here. So it's really just working from here to here. And right now we're just working, we almost got half of it down. We're just working with 4. So hopefully that puts your mind at ease when learning guitar too. So, okay, so a bar chord, we're not actually going to do a full bar chord. We're only going to play 2 notes in this. And so all I'm really worried about is what we call the root. And the root is important because the root is the main note in the chord, okay? So the root is what's telling us what key we're in usually. But it's the first, what we call an inversion of a chord. So chords have names, and they're all alphabetical names. And so you just have to remember, hey, I'm glad you're liking the videos, Austin. You just got to remember that every chord has a name, and it's all alphabetical, right? G, A, that kind of thing, B, C, D, E, F. And then it goes to G, and then it goes back to A. But so the root, though, is just the main note in the chord that you're playing. An inversion, though, and kids, this might be interesting, but a chord usually consists of 3 notes. That's kind of how we understand it to be a chord, or what kind of chord it is. And then, like, check this out. If you're playing a chord that consists of 3 notes, like if I'm playing like an E, right? So an E, here's an E, right? And then we're going to play a G and a B with that. So we got a B and a G sharp. That's the E chord. Now, most of you guys out there play it like this. You play it with a double E. Kind of cool, right? But if you just played the notes that make up this chord, E, the G is down here, and the B's there. Ow, man, I hurt my index the other day. That kind of hurt just to do that. If you're just playing the E on top, the B and the G, you got the E. The E is the root. It's an E major chord. And I won't get into exactly the theory of why right yet, but just so you know, what I'm telling you about the inversion is that what if you played the B on top? See, you can play an E with the B on top. So I'm not playing this E. I'm just playing the B. Now, kids, just try to follow me and listen a little bit. I know it might be a little overwhelming right now what I'm saying, but what I'm telling you is that when you play chords, they're made up of 3 notes. And the root, the main little note that you're going to play in these chords, that one could be played first on top. It could be played second, and it could be played third. So check this out. Oh, whoa, what a trip, right? Now, what if I can play it this way too? I can play the G on top, the B second, and the E. Whoa, another inversion. So check this out. You can play a chord with different inversions, and now I'm gonna do this just because Austin's in the house and Zach's in the house and some guys who know guitar a little more are in the house too. So I know this is for kids, but when we're talking about inversions, it's really cool. Like, remember, it's just what note is going to be played on top or first, so to speak, right? That shows the inversion of the chord. So if you play an E major with the E on top, that's the first inversion. If you play with the B on top, that's the second inversion. If you play with the G on top, that's the third inversion. Okay. Now, the guitar is structured, just so you know the way the neck is, it's kind of weird, but say we take, I'm just going to take this chord. You guys have seen these patterns before. If you play 3 chords and you move all and you play, like if I play instead of this one on this, like in 1 3 5 like that, if I stayed on the same strings and I just moved to the next note that I'm playing, and then I stayed on the same 3 strings and I just moved up to the next notes, then you'll see that the inversions right there. There. Isn't that cool? Now that might be a little different for you, but you kind of can hear this. Like, now when you're playing guitar, check this out. Sounds like I'm playing different chords. But I'm not. I'm actually just playing inversions. Isn't that cool? So a lot of times that's what people do in guitar. So kids, you know, when you're playing chords, you can play different inversions of the same chord, and that's going to change the way the chord sounds. But like if I said play an E major in the first inversion, that means you're playing E, G sharp, B. Now you won't know that, but you'll know just the way it looks, and you'll know I'm telling you to play with the E on top now, with this first on top. So if I play the second inversion, I'm going to ask you to play the second note on top, the third inversion, the third note on top, and that's kind of how that goes. Now that's a little more advanced for you, but just so you know that chords, you can play them in different ways. Same chord, it's just you're playing different notes, the different notes in different arrangements, and that's what sounds different. So a lot of times you'll hear in my songs, so, and you'll hear that in a lot of different bands, Dance Gavin Dance, things like that, more rocky songs. I don't know if kids know Dance Gavin. Maybe they don't, um, but bands like that anyway, they have that kind of sound, you know, and that's what they're doing is just a ton of inversions. and that's some of the things that they're doing. So kids, now if we're just on here, right, we're playing up here, and you got your guitar, and you've been doing this stuff. Stay right there. Stay right there. Your first finger on the first fret, right? That's where that thing goes. Play your third finger on the fifth string on the third fret. Remember I told you that your fingers, just keep them right in here? Now, Mark Alvarez says, let's hook up after this whole COVID-19 drama. And I say, amen, dude. We're going to need to jam out big time after this. That's for sure. I saw some people doing like a go-to meeting where they were just jamming out. It was kind of cool. Maybe we should do that too, where we just kind of, everybody get on their instruments and we just start kind of doing it. At least we could see each other and just enjoy listening to other things. And even if it's madness, right? Super funny. So 1 there, 3 there. So that's all I'm asking people to do, is just stay right within your framework. And look at that. So we're just right there, okay? So all you're playing is this note and this note. And just hit it with your fingers. Just pick it like that. You can go down. You can come up. Go down, go up. Go down, go up. That's cool. And now what you can do is we're going to work on something called a pull-off. And this is going to be cool because it's going to kind of help you see how we can do different things with these little chords. So check this out, kiddos. This is fun. Now what we're going to do is we're going to pull off of this. And what a pull off in guitar is where we strike the string and we pull off. We strike the string and we pull off. We strike the string, we pull off. Pull off. Pull off. Pull off. Right? Pull off. Pull off. Pull off. Now we're going to work on that with our scale, our chromatic scale here. But just on this chord, I'm actually not playing the full chord, but I'm just playing 2 notes here. Right? Really simple. 1, my 3rd finger, 5th fret. And then I want you to pull off with your 1. See if you could do that. See if you can pull off. It's kind of cool. So, but just try to hit it and pull off. Hit it and pull off. Now, the reason why I'm doing that, even though it sounds kind of yucky, it doesn't sound like a worship song too much. You don't have many worship songs in church starting off with this, right? Right, Zach? This is not kind of how it goes. But thing is the cool part about it is it isn't a lot of cool songs with electric guitar, but what you're trying to do as a kid, you're trying to develop your finger strength. And so if you can hit this and pull off, that's great. So just try to do that. Now, what I want you to do is take now your 1, stay on the 1st fret, because that's kind of our motto right now, is all these, we're 1's on 1, 2's on 2nd fret, 3's on 3rd fret, 4's on 4. And now just drop your finger, your 1st finger down 1, so now you're on the 5th fret, and now your 3rd is going to drop 1, 2, so it's going to be on the 4th fret. And now just play those 2 strings, the 5th and the 4th. And just pull off. So what you got is this. I know it doesn't sound like much. It sounds kind of maybe a little weird, but you know what? So what? It's gonna build up your hands. And what we want you to be able to do is play up the fret with bars. So, but you'll be able to do this today. Ooh, play that one at the house, right? Play that one in the garage, right? Get your band, right? You're a kid, you're in 5th grade, right? Get your drummer, have them start playing that beat. And then you get out your amp, right, as a kid. Oh man, dude, I tell you, you'd rock the neighborhood. You know why I know? Because I did. When I was in the 5th grade, man, our band was rocking it in the garage and we had a blast. Yeah, so okay, you're going to be able to do that. So today, you're going to be able to get it. So if you can get this, and you can get this. So let's go back to the first one, 1 and 3. Now let's just move that. I want you to see, just look at it real quick. We got a space. We got 1 fret. Whoa, I can't even see that. We got 1 fret right there. That it's always in between my fingers. There's always 1 fret. So how do you know you're doing this right? There's 1 fret that's going to be open in between the first finger and the third. So that's how you know you're doing it right. So do I have it open in there? Yeah. So 1 on the root is playing the top note here on this first string. And that's the one I'm going to hit. And then I'm going 1 string below it and 2 frets over from this area, right over to here. And I'm playing that. Now just move it. Move it 1, move it again. Whoa, move it 1 more time. And now when you're moving on the guitar, the reason why I want you to start moving is because I want you to see, I want your eyes to focus on your first finger. That's going to be your, what we call your planting finger, okay? Planting. So when you move, this is anchored to this. It's all together. So you just move it together. This is all moving together. You don't even have to look at this. You just look at this 1, and this 1 is telling you what the root is on. I'm on the 3rd fret. I'm on the 4th fret. I'm on the 3rd fret. I'm on the 2nd fret. I'm on the 1st fret. I'm on the 2nd fret. I'm on the 3rd fret. I'm on the 4th fret. You can practice it like this. Okay, now I know that sounds lame and everything like that, but you get the idea of the importance of this. Is what we're doing is we're working with just these 2 notes, but we're working with some of our hammer-ons, because that's what we want to do. We want to, or pull-offs, sorry, our pull-offs. And then what I want you to do is just move this up 1, move this up again 1, move this up again 1. We're just doing 4 frets, 2, 3, 4. That's it. So remember, this is your anchor. This is the one we're following. This is just staying in this form. So that's just moving along. But this is our root. Right? That's how we're doing it. So then take that down to the 5th string and to the 4th string. Do this. Take it down to the 4th and to the 3rd. And try to work on hitting the right notes. I'm only working on 2 notes. That's That's it, man. That's it. And then, you know, work on pull-offs. So that's how you build that strength in that first finger. I know it sounds lame. Again, a lot of times, you know, guitar teachers want to teach you things that sound good at the beginning, but to me, that's kind of lame because um, you won't build your technique right. You'll just be playing chords, but your technique's going to be off. So um, we want to just build stuff that's going to be make us really strong. And this is all good stuff. It's all relevant. We'll be able to put these in songs because we'll be able to play all kinds of songs, you know, with these chords. We can do all kinds of stuff, right? And for the guitar players out there, you guys know that already. So, but for the kids, they might not know that. So it's important. You know, so many songs are have these kind of what we call bar chord style chords in them. So it's important for you guys since you're learning just the chromatic scale. It's important for you to learn these simple little chords, and just go that far right now. And work on. Just get that finger working. Okay, now we're going to go to our scale real quick, and just for another technique training, since we're learning the pull-offs, we wanted to start doing this now. Get your fingers like this, and now hit, pull off, 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 next string. Isn't that cool? So now we're pulling off everything. So now let's just keep. So with this finger, I'm hitting, pulling off, hitting, pulling off, hitting, pulling off, hitting, pulling off. Okay, so we'll work more on that pull off, and we'll start doing hammer-ons on that chromatic next week. So this is session 5 for the kiddos with it. I'm going to take 5-minute break, and then I'm going to come back and do more of my shredder session and working. I'm going to now start working within 2 modes and teach you guys just 2 modes and work within those modes. So and hopefully that'll develop some scales for you guys too. So I'll be right back, okay?